Hi, this is Michelle from MinimaDesigns.com, and today I'm going to show you how I created and launched my recent ebook, The Minima Guide to Launching Your Website. Now, a few months ago, I realized that there was room in the marketplace for a guidebook that could help people launch and manage their WordPress websites. So I put together my ideas in Evernote, created my ebook in InDesign, and launched it on the Rainmaker platform. I'm going to walk you through each step of that process. Now, the first step for me was to write an outline of the book, and a lot of times people will start with their sales page copy. This can help you create a synopsis of the book and write out the chapters or the different segments of information that you're going to provide. Now, of course, everything can be modified and changed, but this will give you a great working outline. You can see I'm here in Evernote. This allows me to copy, paste, move stuff around, put in all my information and all my thoughts in one place. Now, the next step for me was to go ahead and design the ebook. I used Adobe InDesign, and it's not for the faint of heart. I'm going to be straight up with you. If you're just starting out, you can use something like Pages or Google Docs. You can use just your straight up Word editor and actually create a PDF out of that. Now, I wanted a lot more control and flexibility over the layout and look of mine, so I went ahead and taught myself InDesign. Again, don't recommend it for your first ebook. It will take a lot, but if you do want to have a lot more robust and a lot of ease for a large multi-page document, which is what I have here, you may want to consider either hiring somebody or using InDesign. So you can see I've got different page layouts, page spreads, different design concepts. I'm really able to have pretty much whatever my mind can think of. I have checklists. I've got all sorts of stuff all throughout the entire guidebook. And that's because I was able to manipulate page by page. Again, InDesign is a great program for this. There are other ones out there you can use. Something else you can do is actually download templates off of services like Creative Market. There are already pre-made ebooks in different variety of publishing formats that you can go ahead and start with. So that was my process for creating the ebook. Now this, I will be honest, did take me a while. I've got a lot of content. I've got 74 different pages in here. So you can see there's actually quite a bit of content. And again, you don't have to go this robust, especially for your first one out if you're just trying something. I highly recommend just going ahead and creating something in a Word editor or a document editor that you're comfortable and familiar with. Now that my ebook was ready, I needed a place where I could sell and distribute it. Now, I could have done this simply on my own website with a simple download manager or using a service like Selfie or Gumroad, but I've got bigger plans for what I want to do in 2015. I've got other courses, products, and other things I'm going to create and promote. So I wanted to do the work now, creating the platform and infrastructure to support my work going forward. Now, I've created a lot of courses and products for my own clients, so I know what's out there in the marketplace. I knew for myself, I needed a few things. I needed the ability to have affiliates, I wanted the ability to do multiple courses or products, and I needed the support and ongoing infrastructure, someplace that I could reach out to if I had questions. This is why I chose to go with the Rainmaker platform. I'm going to show you it now. So Rainmaker is from Copyblogger, and it is a monthly or yearly paid service. Now, I will tell you, there are cheaper ways to do things, but sometimes it just makes sense to pay. Pay for support, pay for the infrastructure, pay because they're going to be there in 2 years. A lot of the products that are out there now just don't have the support, and it doesn't make sense if you've got bigger plans to use something that may or may not be here in 2 years. Now, Rainmaker isn't for everyone. If you're just doing a one-off product or you're testing something small, it may make sense to use a service like Gumroad or Selfie or some other download manager. Now, for me, again, because I have bigger plans and I have other things in the works, I wanted to go ahead and set this up now. So with Rainmaker, here's what you get. It's your website hosting, it's your website design, it is your sales infrastructure, and it's your affiliate manager all in one. Now, it is not your newsletter service. Rainmaker does integrate with your newsletter service, but it doesn't provide your newsletter service. I just want to make that important distinction. There are other services that do provide that. I personally like it separate. It's just easier for me to manage. There are pros and cons to it, but do know that your newsletter service itself is not included in this. Let's go ahead and take a look at the dashboard of what's included in Rainmaker. Now, it is actually WordPress, but it's a highly customized version of WordPress. So if you have used and are very familiar with WordPress, as I am, this may be a big jolt. So just keep that in mind. It does take a little bit of time to figure out where stuff is, but once you get it down, it's really straightforward and simple. So let's go ahead and take a look at the design part of the program. Go ahead and click on Design. And you're going to see Very similar to regular WordPress, you've got themes and appearance. Now, Rainmaker comes pre-built with a number of StudioPress themes. So everything's already integrated in here. Now, do know if you've got a custom Genesis theme, you do have the option to upload it and get it approved. Now, here's where Rainmaker's a little bit different. You can't just add any plugins willy-nilly, and you can't just add any themes willy-nilly. You don't have that functionality. It gives you the option to really reconsider and really simplify and streamline. At first, I really resisted this, to be honest with you, but I'm really liking that I don't have to worry about, is stuff going to break and is stuff going to be updated appropriately? All of that has gone out the window because everything is managed by Rainmaker. Now, I'm using the Parallax theme from StudioPress. It's actually what I use on my own website at minimadesigns.com, albeit a highly customized version of it. So what I've tried to do on Rainmaker is replicate the same look that I've got going on my own website. So you can see it's got the same kind of fonts, it's got my background images, just like I do on my regular website. So everything's got a very cohesive look and feel. Now, do note that you can go in and customize a lot of this stuff right here in the customizer. Styles are coming soon, and I can assume that that's going to give you more customization options. You do have additional options here. The custom CSS, I did take use of that for this particular site so that I could go ahead and modify just some of the basic CSS. I actually didn't tweak a whole lot here, but I did modify like button colors and things like that. So you do have that option currently. I'm excited about the roadmap of where they're going, but do know that some of the things that you may be able to do on your current site, if you have a self-hosted WordPress install, you may not be able to do inside of Rainmaker. So one thing I got a lot of questions about was how I created my landing page or my sales page here. And to be totally honest with you guys, this was pre-built into Rainmaker. So all I had to do was add my copy, tweak a few things, add my images, and it was good to go. I really didn't do a whole lot of customization to this particular page. So let me show you what this looks like. Going into the content area of Rainmaker, you're going to see a few things here. You're going to see, just like your regular WordPress site, you've got posts, pages, but then you've got something called landing pages. Now, posts and pages are going to take the appearance of your regular theme. Now, landing pages, you get the option of actually using their landing page builder, or you can create your own. So let's go ahead and show you what I've created. Now, you'll see here I've got two landing pages I've created. I've got my main sales page, and then I've got my opt-in freebie. So let's go ahead and look at the main sales page first. We're going to go ahead and edit this page. So now we're in the editing page. Now it looks somewhat familiar if you're regular to a regular WordPress site. You've got your publish information over here, you've got your big update button, but some of this other stuff may look a little bit different. Now you'll notice we've got page heading and page subheading, and if you click back and forth, you can kind of see where that information shows up. All of the styling is already included in this particular landing page template. Now I'm using a pre-made template, and your options here are underneath the settings page. So if you scroll down here, you'll see I did upload a little background graphic. But then down here, we've got our template styles. So we've got a few different ones, or you can use your core theme that you've already selected. I liked the particular look of this layout, so I just chose that. So what that does for me is it goes ahead and manages all the fonts and colors. I didn't specify anything. This was already pre-done for me. So fantastic. It actually matches pretty close to my particular branding. Now, if I had something really different, I'd probably use a core theme, and then I would add some custom styles in my style sheet so that I would be able to reference that core theme to make it match my branding. Now, I created a custom landing page because I wanted to add a bunch of different elements. And you can see here we've got these blocks that we work in. Now, if I create a new block, we're going to have the option, scroll down here to the bottom, so we can have different sections. And you can see here, you've got some very clear sections. You've got kind of your intro section, your welcoming section. You can see how things are split up into columns. I have my different chapters and layouts with icons, different call to actions all throughout the page. Now, I use the columns because it's just a great way to organize your content. So when we go here, we can add a new section, and we get the option to do a full width, 2 column, 3 column, all the way up to 5 columns. Now, when we do that, it gives us these containers to work in, and you can also give it a section title here, test container. I'm going to add that section. So now you can see, now I have the option to add elements. So let's say I wanted to add maybe a new text block. All I need to do is click Add New Element, and then I can click Text Block. And you can see I've got multiple options here. And then I can go in here to edit this. Now this is just like your regular WordPress post editor. You can put in copy and you can stylize it with HTML, just like anything else that you're using. And you can do the same thing on the other side. Now they've got some pre-built things in here, like the calls to actions, pre-built in opt-ins. Fantastic. Now you can see this in action on my sales page here. This was pre-built in. Now it connects to MailChimp, which is my newsletter provider. And this is my freebie opt-in. Just to give people a taste or a sample of what my checklists are like, they enter in their information here and they go to the free checklist page to download. Now that's the sales page. So let's take a look at how we actually create the product. Now, back on the dashboard, I've gone ahead and clicked on conversion. This is where you're going to manage your products and your coupons and your member groups and all the rest of it. Now, member groups are really interesting. This is where you set up who gets access to what materials. So this is fantastic, especially if you're planning on doing multiple courses or offering multiple products. You want to have the ability to separate who gets what information. So if someone purchases my ebook, for example, they belong to one particular member group. As I create and add other courses, this keeps everything under one roof. So one person could theoretically purchase multiple products. They would only have one username and password, but they'd be able to have access to the different materials. I'm going to go ahead and look at my products now. So you can see there are two products. They come pre-loaded with the free content library. So this is something that Copyblogger is a big proponent of, having the free content that people can access. Great way to get those email opt-ins. Then I've got my Minimum Guide to Launching Your Site. So this is my ebook, and I've created a member group. So whoever basically purchased the products belongs to that member group. Now, again, this is really great because it allows me to not only provide an area where people can download the book, but they also get a resources page. This allows me to provide extra content and bonuses to people who've purchased my ebook. I'm going to go ahead and edit this product so you can kind of see what it looks like on the inside. Now, you'll see here, I've given the product a name, I've given it a description, it automatically generates a product link. Now, this is what I'll actually copy and paste for the buttons on my sales page. I can send them to the thank you page, which is where once they've purchased the product, they go ahead and get to that resources page that I just talked about, where they're able to download the book and access the bonus materials. And you're also able to see I'm able to add the product price, and I can also customize the receipt that they get. This is a really nice option. So rather than having one general receipt that you can only edit for one product, you can actually edit the receipt on a per product basis. And if you've ever used any other products like WooCommerce or anything like that, you'll notice that that's not always an option. So this is a really cool little feature here. You may be asking, now where do I create the coupons? Now, this is one thing that I've been kind of fighting with a little bit in Rainmaker. Coupons are a little bit different than how you would normally expect. Say you're using WooCommerce or your traditional other kind of cart software. Typically, you create a specific coupon like free gift or whatever. Well, in Rainmaker, it works a little bit differently. I'm going to show you coupons here. So coupons are actually generated links that you create. So you can see I've got like a testing one and one that I sent out to my newsletter list to give them a discount for the first few days. So basically what you have to do is create a coupon here, and I'll show you the one that I've already created previously. Create the coupon. You can give it a percentage off or a flat base, and you can definitely customize when is it good through, which is great. But then this is actually what you have to send to your visitors, or you have to put on whatever sales page you have. Otherwise, they don't get an option to include a coupon on the checkout page. So it's kind of not a traditional way of doing things. So, you know, when you get the email newsletters, you'll get some sort of promo code. This works a little bit differently. So you have to actually generate this link, and this link is then what is used in your promotions. Okay, so we've talked about sales pages and content and products. Well, now we've actually sold some stuff. So how do we know and how do we get paid? This is what I really love about the Rainmaker dashboard. It's so simple and clear. If I scroll down to the bottom here, I'm going to get a notice of what I sold today, this week, this month. So for example, I sold 2 ebooks this morning. Great. It tells me if someone has used coupons for the particular products. So this is great for me to track if I'm using different coupons on different sites. So at a glance, this is just super simple. The other thing it has is Google Analytics. So I can tell here, obviously, like just very basic information. I can always go into my own Google Analytics and see more robust reporting, but just at a glance, it gives me great information. Now, Rainmaker integrates with Stripe.com, which is my preferred payment processor. The pricing is pretty good in terms of what the percentage of the fees are. But what I really love is that it's direct deposit. So 2 days after someone makes a payment, the money is in my checking account, which is fantastic. Unlike other services where you may have to manually transfer or watch things, that could be problematic. Something else that may be of use is that you can integrate Stripe with either QuickBooks Online, or you can export the information to QuickBooks Desktop. That allows you to easily manage and track your sales of your products and memberships. Now, I hope this has been a helpful overview of how to create and launch an ebook. I really would consider, if you are thinking about doing larger scale programs or multiple options, to look at something like Rainmaker, where everything is contained under one roof. Now, it isn't the perfect product for everyone. If you need a true LMS where you're tracking student progress and really want to get into the code and provide a lot of functionality, this may not be the product for you. But if you're offering straightforward e-courses where it's just giving people content or membership sites or even downloadable products, take a real close look to this and see if this is an option for you. Feel free to reach out to me at minimumdesigns.com or check out the Minima Guide at minimaguide.com.